What's up guys, I'm flukydev and I'm finally making my dream game. Even though I have been pretty busy over the past few weeks, I worked a lot on the game and added lots of new features and content. You just found this channel? No problem. My dream game is a two-dimensional side-scrolling game about you crashing onto an alien planet and losing your memories. You turn a lost RV into your base and you have to defend it from hordes of enemies while also exploring the area and trying to get back your memories. Sounds cool? Check out my other videos about the game if you haven't already, but now let's see what I cooked since the last time. As always, I started off by fixing some minor issues and bugs here and there. After this, I started drawing lots of different sprites, which we will use as user interface background. For stuff like the inventory and crafting menus that we will make in this devlog, we will need a lot of UI elements. And I thought, why not have the basic backgrounds prepared already? Once that was done, I made a basic inventory and I gotta be honest, this looks sick for the beginning. Before you ask what all of these things do, nothing you see right now works at all. I still had to code it. Ah yes, coding this basic inventory shouldn't be all too hard of a deal, right? Right? And it was a big deal. I always despised coding UI elements because even if your code works, the feedback isn't satisfying at all. You code a big cool gun, you now have a big cool gun to mess around with. You code an inventory, well, you now have an inventory. It's just as boring as it sounds like, but it's necessary for our game. I also ran into an incredible amount of bugs and altogether it took me almost 2 days to make the inventory and nothing else. After that I quickly added some items. Planks, sticks, scrap metal and metal plates. And now you can store and sort these items in your inventory. Check the stats of your guns and see how many bullets you have for every weapon type. As you can see, I also occupied some space for soon to come features. You can also equip items which will unequip your gun, or drop it if you already carry a secondary gun. Equipping a gun by holding an item will unequip your item, and you can unequip or drop items whenever you want. Once I was done making the entire inventory, I sent a demo to some people on Discord to make sure that everything works properly, and they found nothing wrong with the inventory, which made me so incredibly relieved. They found some other bugs here and there, but I professionally ignored them because I had more important stuff to do, such as talking about today's sponsor, which is me, because no one else wanted to do it. I have a Discord server now, make sure to join if you are cool. I also have an Instagram account, so follow me there as well, and I now have an account on Buy Me a Coffee where you can donate me some bucks if you want to see this game on Steam, because uploading games on Steam is expensive, but only if you want to. All links are in the description, and I want to use this moment to thank every single one of you for the extreme support over the past weeks. You can't even imagine how happy it makes me to see that my work is appreciated. And don't forget that a game like this wouldn't be possible without your amazing ideas and feedback. Anyways, back to the game. As you can see, I also added this button saying start round, and all it does is starting the enemy spawner. Nothing else happens, so we still have to do quite some work here. I also remade the loadout interface in the bottom right corner and added a death screen that appears when you die. We now have an inventory and our first items, so this is the perfect moment to make a cool little crafting menu. At first I struggled a little bit while setting this up, but in the end it was done pretty fast compared to the inventory. You can open the crafting menu by pressing C whenever you want, which is definitely a thing I have to change in the future. And in the crafting menu you can, well, of course, craft new cool items. You have 3 input slots to put your items in and 1 output slot on the right. If the items you dragged into the input slots are equal to the items required to craft a certain item, this item will appear in the output slot. The order in which you drag your items into the first and second slot doesn't matter, but it does matter what item you drag into the third slot. If you are curious, I use scriptable objects to create as many crafting recipes as I want. I simply assign my desired input and output items and done. Sadly, no one playing this game would know about any of these crafting recipes, and that's why there is a lot of blank space right there. I will add a list that displays all available crafting recipes, I just didn't have enough time to do it yet. I will also improve the looks of this part of the menu. I know it looks incredibly bad. After the crafting menu was done, I added object placement. let me introduce barriers. You can place them down and they will block off enemies, at least the ones not carrying a gun, because I wasn't sure whether it would be a good idea to block off the ones with a gun as well. Of course, you can also craft barriers using planks and metal scrap, and there are also reinforced stronger barriers you can craft using a normal barrier, metal plates and planks. The barriers only block off enemies in one direction, but you can choose the direction in which the barrier should face, in the Explorer at least. I still have to add an option to do this in game. Now let's talk about something I said I would add in this devlog. Upgrades. The reason why I didn't do this yet is because I simply don't think that upgrades will fit into this game at all. I realized that an important part of the game will be crafting, and this would make an upgrade mechanic seem weird and useless. Let's take barriers as example. Instead of upgrading the barrier, you combine it with other resources again to craft a better and stronger barrier. This is so much cooler than clicking a boring upgrade button, but this is also just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. And with that being said, we already covered all the changes I made. I know it's not all too much, but as I said, I was pretty busy over the past few weeks. In the next devlog I will finally give the trailer a purpose and add new enemies, items and buildings. I will also improve effects and other visuals here and there. And it's stuff like health bars and item drops. If you find this exciting and you didn't subscribe yet, make sure to do so and don't forget to like this video and leave your feedback in the comments. Have a nice day and see you soon.